Hey guys, back with another video. Today I wanted to do an overview of my Wraith cosplay I made from the popular video game Apex Legends. Just came out about 2 months ago, so there's no tutorials really online. I think I'm actually one of the first people to do a Wraith cosplay because the game is so new. And a lot of the things I found for the cosplay are actually from the thrift store, were relatively cheap, and it was pretty easy to produce. So I want to share how I did with you guys. Let's get to it. So for starters, I would say that Wraith's armor pieces that I actually had to make from scratch were for the arms and the shins, and then the bracer on her arm and the circular part on her elbow. There is no templates online currently. This was all from just looking at images from the game and online. Basically, all I would do is draw something out roughly on paper. This was the forearm piece, for example. Hold it around my wrist, make cuts as necessary until I had a good fit. Simply place it on a piece of foam. I used Hard Light Eva foam. You can use many different variations, like those giant tile mats. This is a piece from Michael's, whatever thickness you'd like. And I would trace it out, cut it out, and simply use a heat gun to form the shape into more of a cylinder so that it would stick around my arm. Unfortunately, I don't have that step on video, but you get the drift.
So I think this is dry and coated enough with the Plastidip to protect the foam from cracking. I just went ahead and mixed some purple with a bit of blacks to tone it down, and you can go ahead and start painting your foam. Just starting out, I can already tell this is gonna need more than one layer, and that's okay too. So probably 2 or 3. I'm just gonna fast forward past this. Just really quickly, I have some black ink I put on this little piece of plastic and a cup of water. This is Liquitex black acrylic paint. And now I'm going to shade it. So I'm just getting a little bit of black on my brush, a little bit of water, wipe off the excess. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're gonna take a towel and kind of rub it in. And you can do this for all 4 pieces. Before I do the rest of the pieces, I just want to show before and after on what a difference shading makes. There's so much more definition and it just looks more lifelike. Now that my armor has been shaded and sealed with gloss varnish spray, I actually got these perfect size leg stands from Canadian Tire and glue them on some of the intersections between the quilting. I like to use LePage contact cement. Just make sure that it is dry before you stick the pieces together.
For attaching all pieces of armor that I did for the cosplay, I simply contact cemented rubber band on the back. Make sure it sits before you stick the pieces together, and it's actually very durable. And this will actually stay up and is relatively tight and secure. It's all good. The elbow piece was simply a circular piece of foam cut out, elastic band, and I actually have foam bevels, so I got a clean rim around the outside of the foam. If you don't have that, you can just cut your own foam, paint on an edge, whatever you want, but I had it, so I think it looks pretty good. Here is my forearm piece, which I think is the part that Wraith uses to create our portals and go invisible. It charges up in like the cutscenes. There was honestly no real images of this. I got like one side view and did my best to create what I saw. So this is out of foam. There was this little yellow triangle detail. And these are actually thumbtacks, and she did have some sort of circular, it looked like screws or some sort of detail on the forearm, so that was a really easy fix for that. This just fits on. Underneath is a piece of felt, because if you notice, she does have 2 pieces like this on each hand. And again, no sewing, just glue and Velcro and you're good. This is a really great jacket that I lucked out and got for only $15 at the thrift store. I did also pay a lady down the street only $2 to take it in for me. Wraith wears a leather jacket. This one's so nice, I actually almost don't want to muck it up. But I do have scissors here, and I'm actually going to cut the sleeves off because they're a little too baggy for the character. I can't really fit the armor over top. And then I have some multi-surface paint in white and purple, so I can paint the purple detail across the top and then either do the white stripe details with the paint, or I have some tape in case the paint doesn't hold as well. This would give it a sharper finish. And there you have it. Now it's more like a vest, but I'll be wearing a black long sleeve underneath. And now I'm gonna go ahead and paint in all the details. I painted the remainder of the details on the jacket, which again, I wear a black shirt under. I'm just showing you right now, with white multi-surface paint. I actually didn't even need to tape this off. If you go slowly, you can get a pretty clean line. And there was this little symbol in the corner. It's pretty accurate to how it is in the game. And the good thing about multi-surface paint is it actually sticks really well to leather. This didn't even crack or anything, and I've worn it several times, including in the snow. Another minor detail on a Wraith costume is the belt buckles and straps that go around the chest. So I have 2 of these. Again, Fabricland's great. Michaels has some stuff. It's just brown fabric. I didn't have to cut anything. I simply bought an adjustable buckle. You just slide the pieces through. I did end up gluing the flap down when I was happy with the length of the belt so that it didn't keep flapping up. And she just crosses them like this. So you can do that over top of your jacket. These are what the leggings look like. I'll start off by saying I did not have to sew anything. I don't sew. This was all from Fabricland. For starters, these were old leggings. These were buckles from Fabricland. You can get them at Michaels, I think even Walmart. These were strips of fabric. I did not even have to cut them, and everything was glued on using contact cement. The reason I chose contact cement instead of hot glue is so that I wouldn't have those little strings and hardened bits. I got metallic trim and cut several pieces out to mimic the portion on her knee. Wraith also has buckles on her thigh going around her leg. I made these from sort of like a seatbelt fabric from Fabricland and some belt buckles. They don't actually do anything. And then I snuck a piece of Velcro on the back of here and glued some to the leggings so that they stay up. Because otherwise, if they kept falling, just tightening the belt was not enough. Here's just a water gun from the dollar store, spray painted silver and painted black. It just makes for a nice prop gun, and it slips nicely into the utility belt. Here are some leather gloves I got from the thrift store for $1. There was literally like 60 pairs to choose from, so that's always cheap and good. This was actually a piece of a blanket from the thrift store, and I just cut it up to make the scarf. I'm getting ready for today's shoot, but like, how cute is this stud that I spirit gummed on my face because Wraith has a nose ring? Here's the wig. The wig is way too short in the back. I even had to cut it to get it on my head and pin it. So I'll just have to pin some more hair over it. I did order a new one from Arta, and I will be tying this in a bun, but it does look pretty Wraith, so I'm happy about that. Okay, I have the complete costume on. So here's my wig. I tied it in a bun. The scarf is a blanket I cut from the thrift store. The jacket was from the thrift store. I painted the details on with multi-surface paint. We have the belt buckles and belt fabric from Fabricland. I just quickly made into belts. This belt was from Amazon. This military style belt was from Amazon, including the pouch like Wraith has. More belt fixtures from Fabricland. Some elastic bands and some other belts that I painted silver. And our foam details. So we have her mechanical forearm. And we have the shoulder pads with the end of chair legs. Some more belt buckles over here. And yeah, that's pretty much Wraith. Oh, and the fake nose ring. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all that, trying to stay consistent. If you have any questions, please comment below, and thanks for watching.